You're all a player, kid!
Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. Absolutely great news. We're getting a new arcade core for the Analogue Pocket courtesy of Mazamars. So this is just one of the things he's working on. And guys, if you've ever played this, you are gonna love it. If you're a Star Wars fan, if you're a kid of the 80s and you played this, you will remember this. Now, given I never played this in the arcade, I heard what the arcade machine was like. I used to hear about it, but I never played this. My journey for this game and its sequel, The Empire Strikes Back, I never quite played Return of the Jedi. This is something I used to play around my uncle's house on his Atari ST. I always associate with the Atari ST, but when I'm playing, this is an emulated version, by the way, just to kind of point out, this isn't the Analogue Pocket version. I'm just showing you the game that Mazamars is working on using emulation. This is actually RetroArch showing the game. But to talk a little bit about the game, it's got the vector graphics, and guys, it just looks so good. I have to say, this game has aged really well. It hasn't aged badly. There's some games that when you look at them now, they look bad, and it still plays really good. It kind of starts off where you're flying. You've got the TIE fighters. You've even got I think you've got TIE interceptors, and you've got what those ones called with a different wing shape. I had it in my head before the video. I've completely forgotten it now. But Darth Vader's one, you've got that as well. Here we go. Look, you can see it there, the one on the right hand side. It's gone now. But you do that part, and then what's really cool is when they fire at you, you've got these circular things. Now, if you fire within those circular things, you eliminate the shot that's coming towards you. And the three parts that you've got the dogfights, kind of space combat, then you've got the ground level where you're taking out the towers. You can only take out the towers with like the white bit at the top, and there are some towers that generate without that white bit on top. And then the third part on this, which it's a lot of fun, and that is the trench run. A good Star Wars game always features a trench run, especially one where flying is involved, and that's one of the reasons I really like the Rogue Squadron games on Nintendo 64. I've even got a version of it on Steam and on the GameCube. So guys, so looking forward to this. If you haven't played this and you're a Star Wars fan, you're in for a treat, because like I said, it still holds up well today. It still plays well. I haven't played it for years, but when I shot this video via RetroArch to kind of let you guys know of Mazamars' new core, honestly, I had fun playing it. I played it for quite some time on all the difficulties, and this is, I think, yeah, this is one of the harder difficulties, if not the hardest one, and there's a lot of projectiles coming at you. It's difficult to get shots off on the TIE fighters because you are just firing those, you're trying to get rid of those projectiles and preserve your shields. But guys, like, the soundtrack for this game is so good. Like, honestly, I get goosebumps listening to the soundtracks. And what was so awesome, at the time we were playing this, we didn't hear a lot of speech in games. A lot of the sound was, it was like, you know, the game kind of sounds that you get. I don't know what the correct word for it, whether like digital sound, but you had lines like "use the Force, Luke," and Luke's always saying to R2, "give it more power." You know, it's just so good. You get to blow up the Death Star in this. The trench run on the harder difficulties gives you obstacle courses on the way. So even though it's an on-rail shooter, you can kind of move up and down. And you can maneuver away from those obstacles in your way. I'm really looking forward to this. I know Mazamars is working on like the graphics part over the weekend, so you should be getting this video on a Friday. Over the course of the weekend, Maza intends to work on the graphics part of it. Now, this is coming out for the Analogue Pocket. It's not coming out for the MiSTer just yet. There's no immediate plans of bringing this over to the MiSTer, but that can change in the future. But this will come out for the Analogue Pocket first, so I guess Analogue Pocket users rejoice. I'm actually really surprised no one worked on this game sooner, because I know this game's liked by a lot of people in the arcade, and there's a lot of people that played this in the arcade. I was young when this came out in the arcade, so I wouldn't have gone to an arcade unless I was with an adult and it was just like a random game here or there. But my kind of time in the arcade started with, I guess when I started going by myself, it was around the time of like Street Fighter 1. You know, like kind of late 80s is when I was going out on my own to the arcades. This would have been before my time. I would have loved to actually seen the arcade machine and play it, because, you know, growing up as an 80s kid, Star Wars was everything. It was amazing, and even to this day I absolutely love Star Wars, the original trilogy. And the second game in this, I hope that comes out later as well, and I hope after Mazza does this he brings the second one, because the second one, you have the Battle of Hoth, where you're in the snow speeder and you put the harpoons around the AT-AT legs. So honestly, these are really good. I've never quite played Return of the Jedi, but I remember someone telling me there was like speeder parts in there. Maybe I should check it out. I've got all of this stuff on emulation, but it is nice to play this stuff on FPGA. Honestly, it's presented really, really well. You guys are going to be in for a treat, so definitely look out for this. When this is released, or if Mazza sorts me out like a preview build before he releases it, I'll make sure to like do a follow-up video or maybe a community post when this is out. But guys, like, don't sleep on this. Maybe if you're not a Star Wars fan, maybe you're not going to like it so much, but it does play well, and the graphics have a charm. These vector graphics definitely have a charm. So share your thoughts with me about this. What do you think about it? Did you play it in the arcade? You know, is this something that interests you? Hey, I'm a Star Wars guy, man. Anything Star Wars I like I love. So anything to do with the original trilogy, actually, and Mandalorian. I am a big Mandalorian fan as well, but original trilogy always. But that's it, guys. I'm kind of ranting on. This is a core Mazamars is working on, and hopefully we will see this sometime soon. Any other information, I'll make sure I let you guys know. I do speak to Mazamars quite a bit. I consider him a good friend. He's a very good guy. So if anything more comes to light, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But that's it, guys. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, a subscription and I like all that good stuff is super appreciated. I'll see you guys around. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.